Okay, so I'm going to quickly try to explain systems of equations again with linear combinations, or otherwise known as elimination. The trick of the game is, as most of you guys know, to attempt to get one of these variables, either x or y. We want to get one of those variables to cancel out when we add these two lines together. So we're going to need to multiply one or both of these equations by a specific number, either positive or negative, to get one of our variables to be opposite of the other one and equal, so that we can add them together and cancel out. Now, what we're going to notice about this given problem is that we've got negative 2y and positive 16y. So all we have to do is multiply this top equation by 8, and that's going to give us 40 in the x category. It's going to give us negative 16 in the y category. And it's going to give us minus 32 in the numbers category, if you will. Everything else stays the same. All right, so then this still carries over just like it was before. 3x plus 16 and minus plus 16y, that is, and then minus 54. Okay, now we did that. We chose 8 as our constant that we were going to multiply the top equation by, because we noticed that since this was 2y and we needed to get it up to 16y, we multiply it by 8 so that all these terms get increased. And when we do that, we got the y category to obviously equal 16. And we noticed that when we were starting out, we noticed we already had a y value of being negative on the top and being positive on the bottom, which is what we want. Or being, or if we have positive on the top and negative on the bottom, it's fine. They just need to be opposite signs so that we're able to add them together and cancel out. Okay, so what we're going to be able to do is we realize that cancels out, and what we have when we add both of these lines together is 43x in the x category. Negative 32 and negative 54 put together would be negative 86. Make sure you realize that these are both negative numbers. We're adding them together, so it's going to be a bigger negative number. Okay, and then we know that equals 0. Well, we add this 86 to both sides. And then that will give us what we're pretty much looking for, which is x being by itself. We know that 43x equals 86. Excuse me with my bad handwriting. I don't have my tablet with me anymore, so I have to draw with my mouse. Anyway, you get the picture. It's 43x over, we're going to divide by 43 just to get the x by itself. We're going to divide both sides by 43. Obviously, you guys know how to solve these equations from here. And looks like we've got an x value of 2, and that is good information so far. So we are going to eventually be able to put that in the box. Okay, so we've got 2 in the box there. Now the way that we get the other box, which is y, we want to solve for y. So what we need to do for that is we need to take our value of x equals 2 and plug it into one of our equations. Why don't we pick the bottom equation? Because now we worked with the top equation. Let's work with the other equation now. So what we need to do is just basically recopy over that original equation, but instead of putting x here, like it says in the original problem, we're going to plug our value in that we found x to be. So that's going to be 2. So instead of saying 3x plus 16y, blah, 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 we're going to say 3 parentheses and put the 2 that we found inside. We're plugging 2 in for x. Okay, so we'll finish out the rest of the equation. We've got 16y and minus 54. And then we're going to be able to add those integers, those regular numbers. And when we do that, we'll get 6. We'll get 3 times 2 is 6, and negative 54. Let's add the negative 54 to both sides to move that over. And let's subtract 6 from both sides. We can do that in a minute. I'll move up here. We'll add 54 to both sides. We'll subtract 6, and then that way we'll have just the y by itself. I'm doing 2 sets of numbers, so 0 plus 54 minus 6. We'll do minus 6 over here to make sure we're bookkeeping. So 16y, moving up here to the top, equals 54 minus 6, basically, which is going to be 48. Okay, now we divide 48. We divide 16 off both sides. So 48 over 16. I do believe that is going to be 3. So y equals 3. So that gives us our final answer for what we thought y was going to be. Let's check it, and we got it.